No Carl yet?
Welcome to Cartomancy Mesquite. I'm Angela, and that's Diana, Wonder Woman. Hi, T-Lynn. Hi, Hypnicity. Good to see you both.
Exactly.
Yep. Go ahead and put your questions in if you want to ask a question, and we'll just talk a little while and figure out what's going on. So, have you got anything on the stars today, or?
Actually, I did look this morning. Let me look again because squirrel.
Yep.
What did I not do? I was texting somebody something and then I didn't do it. Oh, let me find that. Oh, maybe I did. It was just still in the folder. Anyway, let's go. Switch them. Go here. Update time. What we do have is that Pluto, where'd you go? Now you're in a different position. We have that Pluto at 29 degrees and 42 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's headed forward into Aquarius, right? But across the chart is Mars in Cancer. So that is the opposition. But what do I call an opposition? A conjunction at a distance.
Yep.
So this is working it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though you see the opposition showing its face in the things around you, don't oppose yourself in its solution. Now, in other words, is this a time to take action, or is it a time to let it play out till the time is better?
Yeah.
Right? So we have that over all of our heads. We have two mystic rectangles. They're beautiful. One is between Pluto to Uranus, from Uranus over to Mars, Mars up to the moon, and the moon back over to Pluto. Ooh, ground is actually a beautiful Star of David is in
Wow,
this.
nice. Yes, there is.
Isn't it beautiful? The
Yeah.
Merkaba is there on top of us. So how do we think of the story of David and how he rose to a pinnacle of success and rulership and adoration, and then he fell, right?
Mm-hmm.
On his own. What's going on right now?
Yep.
And last night's bullcrap really showed it.
Yeah, it did.
Right? So we have that mystic rectangle, and then we have another one going from Mercury over to the north to the the moon in Virgo, back down to Uranus, over to Neptune in Pisces, and back up to Mercury. It's all about communication and using your own discernment, which is where that opposition between Pluto and Mars comes in, right? The most benevolent outcome is, right now, the only solution is we have to wait till, if we're thinking politics, we have to wait until voting day.
Yeah.
When we get to go in and voice our opinion and make it well known what it is you think.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think? Don't argue with anybody else, and don't argue with yourself right now, because arguing with others isn't going to work. The only action you can take is put us in this patient moment. We have to take action silently, which is another big message that came through today as I was doing this tableau type reading that I do. Use 5 different decks, and I use the 5 categories that we use on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So you can read bodies across and you can read bodies down. The same with all categories: body, mind, spirit, grounding, clarity. And then you read it down. And then from there, you read it like a grand tableau. Well, entering the silence, it is handling the mischief placed in that word, and there will be mischief till the spring.
Yeah.
And that has everybody has already figured that out, but the spring is going to bring the big change.
Yeah.
According to these cards. And it fits in with so much of the energy of what's in the sky.
Yeah.
And if David had not done that one thing, he would have been the finest ruler ever. He was, till he did that one stupid trick.
Yep.
So that's what we have to be aware of in ourselves. And how does this lay on top of your own chart? So it's really beautiful. You know, there's so much gorgeous geometry in the sky, and every time I see a Merkaba, I get the chills. And there's another in playing in there as well. It's just a degree or two off from being a perfect. So that's still in play. They're all in the same sign. So that one's in Earth, and then the other one is in fire. I'm sorry, in water, and then another cattywampus one in the fire, air. Oh my God, it's just crazy. So those are the things to watch out for. Oops. Oh, I wanted to say to everybody, Parts Fortune right now is also in Capricorn. It's at 11 degrees. So it is approaching that 29 degree. And so within the next 2-3 days, it should be in 2.5 days. It should be in conjunction with Pluto. And so is Ceres, who is about the harvest. And Pluto, I mean, Parts Fortune is what I always refer to as the blessing in disguise, the time you didn't do and the time you did and you learned your most valuable lesson, or the time you didn't and you missed it, you know, like what did I say? The left turn you didn't make by mistake was the accident that you escaped.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's going on. And because of these beautiful mystic rectangles, you know, mind your own water and earth. And, you know, and the oppositions that are in there are certainly giving you your clairaudient, your clair mental capacity, your ESP, your trigger as to what to say when you say it. Not to keep your mouth shut, but how do you speak magically? Speak less, say more. Because 2 words and no is a sentence.
Yep. Hi, Vivian.
Hi. I hope that helped.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous to me. It really does.
Perfect timing for you.
It kind of goes with everything I'm going through. You know, it's like a perfect mesh.
Yep.
It's like great timing for me.
That's better. I didn't burn my throat that time.
Yeah, with my surgery coming up, we're it's either going to be the first week in November or the last week in November, and the IV fluids there's a shortage, but we might get some from Mexico, so I have no idea. It's up in the air right now. Can you imagine? Yeah, it'll be at the last. I'll be running into the hospital last minute. Yep. But I'm sure they'll get some from Mexico, because Mexico is usually pretty good with helping with things like that.
Now, especially, you know, let's just hope it comes here for that first week of November, because that's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Well,
it's gotta
with the alignment in your chart, I bet both of them will work.
Yeah,
But
true.
when we're done here today, I'll take another look at the second proposed date.
Okay. Are we going to get IV fluids from Mexico? Yep.
All right.
Right.
Let me give you a card on that.
Okay.
This guy's poking out. Let's see. Ooh, belief. Belief. Number 11.
That's all I need to do.
Perfect. Belief. And what does it say? The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. Tie them knots, baby. Oh, look at that. I can put the ring right dead in the center. Now that I'm trying, I can't.
I've got
I
4 knots.
could curse right now, but bullseye.
Yep. I've got 4 of them planned for this. For my
Yeah.
knots.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Cooperate with me. There, that's better. So isn't that beautiful? It matches the magenta on the zipper bar.
Uh-huh.
I love that one. It's so balanced.
Uh-huh.
Good card for you.
Okay, T-Lynn has a question. How does this affect us if born under different zodiac in different lifetimes? Does one's life
How does this
zodiac
affect
influence the next?
Well, there's a couple of schools of thought on that, T-Lynn. Some astrologers say yes. Some astrologers say that what your north node is now, you come back as your sun sign the next time around. I don't know. How do we prove that? So I just think that since on the return, the soul chooses when, where, why, and the contract that it signs up for, what different, it's like, how can you even ask that question? That it still comes under the head of free choice.
Yeah.
And if that soul is not prepared for the highest ascension and does have to come back, then it's their choice with the creator, and they make the pact with the creator.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine that, you come one right after the other or anything like that one follows the other. Because there's too much play in there with, the
Right.
soul choice, and the free will. There, all of that plays into it. So to have one right after the other wouldn't work either.
Right. Like my husband, today's his birthday, but he passed 5 years ago. And on the Memorial Day of his anniversary for this year, it was May 18th. And I had an interaction with him for the whole week before that, in lucid dreams, in nighttime travel. He was with me on a rescue mission in one of my dreams. It's in the journal. I can't tell you verbatim what it is, but when that came to an end, that was it. He checked out. He went on to do whatever he was supposed to do. Yeah. Today is his birthday. And so I drew some cards and then asked specifically, because I feel he was reborn, but he was in vitro somehow. Finally, the soul entered, and that he was to be born a Libra this year. So I feel that he's already had his birthday mid-month as Libra. But do I know for sure? Not until he comes back and tells me.
Yep.
And he's a little baby, so how does that work? Yeah. So my belief is that the entity that he was when he knew me
Mhm.
Angels will come to me and tell me
Yeah,
what his message is if he cannot come back to me and tell me himself.
exactly.
And since time is not linear, but rather an orb, there's a possibility that he will come back and
Yeah.
tell me himself. You know, this would be something that I've never experienced, right? Because most of my guys are long dead people.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm. Yeah. If it's just human experience, it should. Yeah, I think it's more tied into the human experience. You got to admit that.
If it's just human experience, it shouldn't. Yeah. Um, you know, I think that the return is spiritual because that's what life is all about, to learn how to be our highest selves in the human experience.
But your astrology is tied to your human experience more.
Yes, it's connecting the dots,
Yeah.
right? It helps to connect the dots um, for guidance
Yeah.
when if you're not psychic, if you're not able to hear or recognize omens, and um, it's certainly not. It's a tool you can use spiritually,
Hmm.
but it is more of a science than it is a religion, a faith.
Hmm.
And it always works really good when you're studying it in retrograde, because then you begin to see how patterns form.
Uh-huh.
So that is always like when I first got interested, I'd say, okay, I'm not going to do anything for a week. This was back when I was 18. I'm not going to read anything for a week. And then I'm going to go back and see how things went. And we're not talking about Mark Levine when he wrote in the newspaper. We're talking about doing it because I had this little handheld Coleco
Hmm.
game that was spot on. It came out in 1977. So I was already in my 20s then when I could go back and do it myself. But other than those earlier days, I would rely on someone else to tell me. So I could
Yeah.
see what came true and what did not and how it played out, blah, blah, blah. So the parts fortune is really a good point to use for looking at your life in the past to see where the blessings in disguise have come out. Like what event occurred that was horrible,
Hmm.
but yet you rose above it,
Oh, I have so many of those I can't even count them.
right?
I kid you
So
not.
it's that the parts fortune is a spiritual part,
Hmm.
but the Arabic points, they're like, gosh, there's 200 and I don't know, 270 Arabic points. There's probably 360 Arabic points. That's the full circle.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Arabic points. I just always go to that one because it's quick and easy, and I can get that one up without having to go through any craziness on the app to try to get to it.
Yeah.
I need a better system actually as well, because if I had a good working computer, I could get Starfire, and Starfire is the app that I want because I can do all of that stuff with it
Okay.
and not have to rely on going to another website, blah, blah, blah. It would be my stuff and I could keep it in file and study it better.
Yeah.
But right now, that little computer out back, too old.
Yeah, like my computer that my daughter got me, I'm having fist fights with it. It's Windows 11, and I don't use Windows, so that's why we don't have our thumbnails right now. There's just little things that I have to figure out how to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And this is my brother insisted that I needed to have Photoshop. I told him I didn't want Photoshop. So he bought me a computer that I didn't even want. And then, of course, it's all rebuilt stuff. So that's fine and dandy. He saved a penny, but then he invested a lot of money in Photoshop that was supposed to be compatible with this computer, which
Mhm.
it wasn't. Because this computer is like a Windows 7,
Uh-huh.
and it wouldn't even upload the Photoshop that is supposed to be compatible with Windows 7.
Yeah.
So, and that he paid cash for. I mean, so they took it back, luckily, but that's just, and I'm old school. I don't,
Yeah.
it's not that it wouldn't be handy to have sometimes, but I'm old school. I'd rather just draw it 50 times.
Yeah. Well, you get so much out of drawing it. I mean, it means a lot to you.
Yeah, so sometimes people have a vision in their head of what it is you're doing, but they don't understand what you're doing. Like even
Exactly.
with my family is hilarious, because it's not that they don't have psychic ability of their own. They do. But one, well, both of my brothers, it's like, it doesn't matter how many times I tell them what's going on with this leg, all that I've been through all my life, all the injuries, the surgery, blah, 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 blah. The stuff my chiropractor agrees with and understands and says, yes, that's what's the problem. It's these damn geostorms. They just ignore that. Like I'm making this shit up.
Yeah, I get that too. With a lot of things.
T. Lynn, that's a good question. You know, yeah, but but in my mind, I would be getting visions of baby Beetlejuice. The man knows that he wasn't very nice most of the time. I can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny when I went through it, but his apology has been
Yeah.
well received. His apology from beyond. And he's a guardian of sorts, but now he's got this other little life that he is a part of. So
Yeah.
maybe he'll be tapping into the me as a resource as I finish out my life,
That could be. Yeah.
right?
I could easily see that. Yeah.
Right. And I just feel like he and I have been love connected over and over and over and over again. I would never have stuck it out with this guy all those years
Uh-huh.
if I weren't well aware of that. Yes, we had kids, so of course
Mhm.
I wasn't about to do anything foolish.
Yep.
The one time that they were all grown and I was about to, um, the higher source said, well, here's this. You'll get a better chance. Our son broke his neck. He's fine now, but it was a pretty scary 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old going through what he went through. He did not become a quad, but he certainly could have been.
Yeah.
And so all of that kept me from divorcing at that time,
Yep.
and gave me more support through the legal system
Mhm.
by his next stupid man trick, which gave me the ability to divorce with legal support.
Yeah.
And I told my attorney, it's not about ruining him. I just want my protection and my fair share of 30 years of marriage.
Yep.
Which the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Good deal.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. If everybody wants to put a question and we'll answer some questions.
All the serious breaches and hacks. Exactly, Teelan. This is, we can say a lot of things about Apple, but the one thing I can say about Apple is they fix it. They've got the firewall that takes care of everything, if that's what it's called.
Mhm.
My brother got hacked. I got hacked. Some bot over in Timbuktu or wherever was trying to hack in. He got hacked in. He went and bought something, a new computer or something, and the minute he plugged that in, boom, it exploded as well. He's got a virus and he's got to get rid of it, and don't matter what he's got it on, it's just going to keep transferring.
Yeah.
That same night, it was doing that to me, which was Thursday, because I was trying to find Charlie Weaver and I couldn't. So it was last week, Thursday, and I found him later that night. And then the next morning, everything was repaired on Google search and Wikipedia and all that stuff. And I wasn't locked on to nothing.
Wow.
But my brother couldn't. And see, that's the difference. And that's something that I really appreciate.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, T-Lynn. Case in point, all the serious breaches and hacks.
Here we go back. Yeah, I've got your question. Does anybody else have a question? We've got one question so far.
Well, let's get on it. You know, sometimes
Okay.
we're up. It's a quandary time. We're sitting under this mystic rectangle. We seriously, when it's a mystic rectangle, it's that go within, find the magic within, enter the silence, say less, speak less, say more.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's a hard time to ask.
Yeah, it is.
It's a time of fear, but a time of not wanting to let anyone see that we have a shadow side that scares even us.
Yep.
Or that we'd be placed in a position to have to take it out.
I'm going to pull out my Moonology manifestation and see if I can get a little bit out of these.
Okay. I just took a look at my picture and it looks like I'm a little kid sitting at the dinner table.
You're right. Let's see what I can get out of my manifestation.
Since I'm shrinking, it might be true. Oh, I'm going to go back to this, and then I'm going to pull the amethyst and see.
Okay.
And the fuchsia. Amethyst and fuchsia.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that question caught me from out of left field. Okay. Got step into your power. Believe in your good luck. And step up and lead. So that doesn't quite give me an answer. It tells you what you're supposed to be doing with it. But it doesn't quite tell me. What else do I have here?
Oh, gosh, where's Dr. Gail when you need her?
Exactly.
Because, and this is the color that was coming in. Let me throw these crystals. Come back here. Nah. Okay. So I was getting this blue. And look at that. Many star seeds. But I was given the vision before I got this card of one of Dr. Gail's characters. The gal that she had seen that was blue and had the top of her head was squared and was like jello and somewhat transparent, right? It's not a tall blue. And I don't know. Andromeda is purple. Lemurian is magenta, right? Or is this Lemurian? Is this the?
See, that's it. I don't know them. So
Right. So we have Fuchsite in True. Okay, True. You are from the blue star seed. So this is going to be, this is something you should take with you to Dr. Gale's show, because she'll probably tell you right off the top of her head. This is
Yeah.
my problem with all of the journeying that I do up there. I cannot keep the races understood.
yeah.
Probably because there's so many star seeds within myself. But
Yeah.
like I have 2 from Betelgeuse, 2 from Lyra, and on, you know.
Mhm.
And so then I did amethyst for your spirit, which is air and earth combined. Okay, this is your journey here. Something about learning to speak using your throat chakra, because that is what this is indicating as well.
Mhm.
Okay, coming here learning how to speak telepathically,
Mhm.
because telepathically is over the airwaves to
Yeah.
the earthlings. And then with that fuchsite, your body is true. You are, don't doubt it for a minute. You definitely are. But I would take Nancy Jean uses these cards a lot. And so I know that Dr. Gale will be familiar with them. And the name of the deck is the Sacred Geometry Oracle Star, right, Activations deck. That's the box.
Okay.
And tell her that I pulled this card, and tell her that I saw her Jello girl, her Jello hat girl,
Mhm.
and I just don't remember what planet she's from.
Yep. Yeah. I don't remember either.
I'm terrible at this. I need to take some classes, and I can never settle on somebody because they're all so good, and it all just comes rushing in so fast that.
Yep.
One of my pitfalls.
Yeah, it seems the October surprise is Trump actually exposing what needs to be shown for ascension energy shift. Is Trump actually wrapping up his true purpose on the planet?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Is Trump wrapping up his true purpose? Yes. And frankly, I don't think he's going to be here much longer.
Well, either the reptilians will come back and get him,
Uh-huh.
or the other reptilian on the other side of the world is going to take him.
You know it. That one's more likely.
Hide him. Hide him at the bottom of a pyramid someplace. Like they think they know where Jimmy Hoffa is again.
Yeah.
Now they say he's under the Rensen again. Yes. The world is in shock by what he just did. And yet there are people who say, oh, he was it. No, it was exactly like the New York rally in 39, 38.
Oh, yeah,
39.
nearly verbatim. Yeah.
And he's been doing that for weeks, verbatim.
Uh-huh.
When he shows you who he is, believe him. And he's been doing that since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, hot off the press. I held these upside down, sorry. We need to stand in gratitude. You know why? Here's the TikTok man from the land of Oz.
Yeah.
There's the TikTok man, which is orange. Hello, the clock is running out on him. We need to understand that. It's the number 48, which translates to 12, which reduces to 3. How many more days till election? And then the next card came out, cruelty.
Yeah.
Total cruelty.
Mhm.
Like the Wicked Witch throwing the fireball.
Yep.
Just to make people fall, just to hurt people. That's exactly what he's about.
Oh yeah, that's his whole
Right?
life. Yeah, his whole life is
That's
in that.
body, mind. Protection is in the spirit. That
Yep.
is us. This is the final showdown.
Yep.
Oops. I'm going to take a little bit closer look. The turmoil. Even Santa Claus is out of here. He's looking all over the world to make sure that he's, everybody's safe and solid. And we hold the key. We hold the key.
Mhm.
Next week, Tuesday, we hold the key.
Yep.
Who can believe the time that has just gone by?
Mhm.
His grounding is loosey-goosey, nonconformity. This is the rag doll. Well, what is he doing? He's standing on stage for 40 minutes doing this. And they're all monkeys are all standing behind him copying. Monkey see, monkey do. They
Well,
didn't know what to do. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
That was a total melt. Whoop. Am I still here?
Yeah, well, your picture just went
Where did I go?
I
Where
don't
did I
know.
go? Where's the StreamYard?
Give it a shot.
Well, how did I even do this?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. No, I don't want a customized toolbar. Let me just, I might just have to come back because it took me right to go to StreamYard.
Go ahead. I can bring it back.
Okay, that
there
works.
you
Lucky
Okay.
me. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how I did that.
I have no idea either.
And then, providence. That is clarity comes in recognizing our providence. And look, what do we have there? Look at all that blue. Yahoo Mountain Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles. Us staying grounded and fulfilling our own happiness.
Yeah.
Like getting out there, going to the polls, the rising energy, facilitation.
Mm-hmm.
Use your rights.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
That's what we gotta do.
Yep. So Dorothy and the Tin Man was my favorite, and the Scarecrow.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. He's planning on. He may not be right. He's not even trying to win anymore. There's no doubt about it. He's just trying to cause the problem. He wants a civil war.
He wants to cause a problem, and he wants to make it to the end. It doesn't really matter whether he won or not. He's going to try and insist that he won. He's going to try the same thing again.
Right. And this is all to avoid going to prison for the deeds he's already done.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I was trying to Wim Hof today, and that was something that came in loud and clear. I kept being shown like rear view mirrors. And each one was Trump's behind us, Trump's behind us, Trump's behind us, Trump's behind us. And it was in sequence, and it was always getting farther and farther away. And then it showed others from his family. And so I think it's going to take a while, but.
Yeah, but he's behind us. He's slipping away.
Well, his best friend, Elon Musk, and his other best friend are about, the jig is up for him.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? I think it's just so prevalent on all of our minds right now that it is hard to come up with questions about ourselves because this is a pressing matter for more than just ourselves.
Yep.
What tools might humans use to be discerning with extraterrestrials? Good question.
Yeah, I don't have an
Yeah.
answer. Other than my clairaudience and basically the visions I get visions of them. So that's about the only tools that I have in discerning, whether they're extraterrestrials or not.
Yeah. So my starseed looks just like Todd Rundgren when he was 18, 19, 20, in his early 20s. And he's my chauffeur. So I call him Run G because he runs me around so I can go get souls.
There you go.
So I have not ever been placed in a position to be concerned about any starseed or extraterrestrial having or lacking discernment.
Yeah.
It seems we're all working on the same page. Yeah, his evil handlers. I like that. And Andrea, Linda De Gonzalez sent me this awesome music video this morning. She was doing it to Rage Against the Machine, Get Up and Get Down with the Sickness. Only it was her baby and her baby doing it. She's got a baby guitar on hanging from her neck. She's got a hammer that she's using, a hammer bench, and then she's got a baby piano and she's using that. And she's done a really good job. And Andrea, I sent it to you. Can you look at that to see what her name is? I know it starts with an M, but I can't remember her name so that everybody can go look for this on Reels on Facebook. It's hilarious. And I think I sent it to you too, Angela.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. Yeah, I think I was looking at that. Okay, I picked up Diane G's question.
Okay.
Okay. Viviani wants to know, she wants a message from the guides for the next 2 months. I pulled some cards on it.
Okay.
You're getting some news, some big news. It has to do with your roots or your identity. You're going to be receiving a gift at some time, and it's going to bring you into the spotlight, this gift. And it's you're leveling up. You're on a path. You're on a serious path here, and you're ramping up. So just be ready for it. It's coming. Like I said, we have the bell. It's an announcement. You're going to find out about it. It has to do with your roots and your identity. You're going to receive a gift, maybe in conjunction with that roots and identity. And you're going to be in the spotlight, and you're leveling up. That's the path you're on.
Well, and I did the same thing with cards. I'm going to throw the calcite and see where that lands. Ooh. Calcite is your mind is in water. Things are a little bit cloudy right now, but clarity comes from. All right, you have the 10 of Wands. So you are being burdened right now. There's a bit of a struggle. That's in your body. Calcite is your mind, and that is showing you the water. The cloudiness will find a way to dissipate. The Knight of Cups. There's going to definitely be someone who cares about you that is going to help you through this. This is in your spirit. And then on the grounding, we have the Page of Cups. Learning something new. We have that little wombat there, right? Half in the, or baby, is that a baby hippo? Yeah, baby hippo, my favorite. Okay. You see his feet under the ground, under the water, but he's walking. He's planted. He's earthly bound. He needs to live in both worlds. And Viviani, you're leveling up, right?
Yep.
And then the clarity comes from the King of Pentacles. So this is you being able to take control of what it is in your future. They're there. This is Taurus the bull. They are there for you. Right? So he may be a Taurus, Madam Virgo.
That's a good match.
Yeah. And at any rate, it's success. Definitely success. So someone new is coming into your life that is going to be helpful and supportive to teach you a lesson. The Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Your mind is a little bit cloudy by now. Don't worry, let it go. The burden that you feel you're carrying is going to find a solution through that first visit from the Knight of Cups. I hope that helps.
Okay. Hi, Sal Rods. Hi, Carl. Good to see you.
There. Hi, everybody. Hi, Carl. Hi, Sally.
Okay. And then next we have T. Lynn.
My guide Gisela Palladian, as she thought. Do I have an ET connection? My aunt had visitations, anticipating mind. No reader has been able to explain their visits.
This is her guide, Palladian.
So,
getting a very sound yes. Palladian.
Yeah. Oh, Palladian. Bhagya. When you check in, maybe that's it. Maybe it's Palladian. Oh, shame on me.
Sally, go ahead and put a question in.
Okay. Do I have, yes, you have an ET connection to Palladians. Mom aunt had visitations, anticipating mine. No reader has been able to explain their visits. Okay, so I'm not going to use that because that's like asking on, I'm not going to use the crystals, all 5 stones, because that's asking them actually to read on what your mom and your aunt got. So let me just see if I can do get a mediumship vision from this. They're showing me a bucket of water, a loofah, and it's not for you. There's something that you have to clean up in order to understand this. That's what I'm getting from your guides. The water, this is hard to explain because it's not earthly water. It's more like a plasma. With a loofah, loofah can be used like a sponge painting. They're showing me dabbing it on. All the area around you. It's a protective field. It's the field around you. And you have the tools to repair that, knowing that this plasma supports you and protects you. And this globe is growing. For days that you need incubation. How old were you when they had this? I just heard the word incubation. So either you're about to get an upgrade, or this is something that they were told anticipating your while your mom was pregnant. This is what came in. Is that what you're trying to say here, T-Lynn? This is what made me realize she was intentionally placed in my life years ago to direct me to my awakening. Okay. Yeah, and I would, go back to this Palladian for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helped.
Yes, I got Salrod's question. Okay.
This bucket was even fancy. It wasn't just, your usual galvanized aluminum, which is fun also, but it wasn't just that. So, yeah.
Okay. No, I can't imagine there are a maximum number of star seeds, not at this point.
Our maximum number, I don't understand that, hon.
Like, is there a limit to how many there are going to be?
Oh. Well, no, because I want to take a class on this also, is how to read astrology to see your star seeds. So far, the class is very expensive, and I have household repairs that I have to manage first. And so I'm not taking the class. Hopefully next year, the end of next year, I'll be able to do it. But if you go to Starseed Astrology, they can give you punch in your birth date and all of that, then they can give you, they don't give you a chart, they give you a list of what your planets flowed through that has made up your star seeds. Like something of mine that's in Taurus, which would be Mars and whatever else they were telling me came through Taurus and gave me the Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you have a handle of what star seeds to try to connect with when you're meditating to see if you can get any more information from them. It's Starseed Astrology.
Okay. Now next we have Andrea. All of the various extraterrestrials have been beings in various stages of ascension, just like humans are in various stages of ascension. How do humans discern between higher vibratory beings? And I would think that would be, the positive versus the negative. Just like you do with humans, you would do the same with extraterrestrials. You have to pay attention to what they say and what they do.
So, is this a question of the mind or the spirit? What do you think?
I think a spirit.
Okay, that's what I thought also. So I'm going to throw the amethyst on this one. And then I'm going to take, I'm going to take.
It pops straight to the third eye. I mean, like a rocket. You've got to use your third eye to discern.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mine was in the sacral chakra, creativity. Mm-hmm. That's the spirit. So let's see what the body has to say. We'll use Oz, because that's what just seemed to jump into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
The body says self-restraint. How do humans discern? How do we discern? Through self-restraint. We pick and choose, right?
Mhm.
All right, that's the body. The mind says beginning.
Mhm.
Beginning is pretty much an encompassing word. Are we starting a clock? Are we repairing a clock? Are we, where are we headed with this? Let me see if I can gather all these little. It's the gear tick tock man,
Mhm.
winding things up. Do you want to wind up an argument or do you want to wind up a relationship? How are we working towards that? Well, with the spirit amethyst in the sacral creativity chakra, it's how do you create the scenario for the most beneficial outcome,
Mhm.
right? Grounding, fellowship. They're not all out to get us. This is trust your gut.
Mhm.
We got the scarecrow and the tin man often working together. Enlightenment. Try to think like they do. This is in the clarity. So we have to find out things about their habits, they
Yes.
don't, their traditions are not the same as ours. Their whole lifestyle is not the same of ours, but we are all in various stages of ascension, especially since we pretty much are convinced and know that we are all stardust. We know that we are all stardust. So we come through all of these gathering dusts to be the soul here on earth.
Mhm.
Good question. That's a good question. The rising energy of that is concealment. What is
Mhm.
concealed? We should not conceal anything,
Yep.
right? If we want to get into things that are top secret for them, then we have to allow the same honor
Mhm.
until you get to, what we were talking about earlier. Well, we have found out some of the things that are secret in that world.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have Diane G.
I like this. Paige the unicorn is helping me out. Thank you. Yes, she is. There's when unicorns abound, great fortune will be found.
Mhm.
They are pure white. Mm. Yeah, let me go. I'm going to go to the stones with this one. What a cluster. All together now.
This is kind of amazing.
What'd you
I'm gonna,
get?
I got, they're getting you ready to communicate. Expect the changes and intimate communications. So they're getting ready for you to start changing the way you communicate and improving the way you communicate, getting more to the personal, and probably a little more of this. Mm-hmm.
No, oats and apples.
Yep.
Okay, so is that all of the cards you pulled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was a full answer all by itself.
Well, we have sodalite in fire. That's your clarity. It's the highest on the chart. So sodalite in fire is use the ideas. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Top of your head. You carry from your past and the past lives that you've experienced. So the solution lies in all of your own past experiences. So we treat unicorns with their resemblance to horses as if they were. They're And we know how special horses are without the unicorn on them. And then you have amethyst in water, transmutation is complete. And you have calcite, all in go for it, and what you call it? Pyrite in go for it. Both of them. Oh my God.
Perfect.
Pyrite also.
Wow.
And yes, you got calcite, pyrite, which is grounding, and fuchsite, which is your body, all in go for it. So you got movement is easy. Your thoughts are leading the way. There we go again. That matches the card that Angela had pulled. And the pyrite is all is aligned with your third eye. Go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
That's a fabulous answer.
I love that her name is Paige.
No. Oh yeah. Like turn the page, there's more.
Right. Oh, there's that song in my head. Turn the page. Bob Seger.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my oracle cards. They're singing today. I don't know why.
I know. It's not that the stones aren't working. It's just that everybody is trying to talk.
Yep.
That makes sense. My clairvoyance is getting stronger. Wonderful.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Spirit.
So I'm going to use the amethyst and then I'm going to go to the cards. Okay. Since you specifically asked about spirit. I have to laugh because I have a electric skeleton dog out there and I don't have him on and he's out there howling at the guys breaking up the driveway and he's not turned on and it's been something must be
That's right.
Something spooky this way comes, right?
Yes.
All right, your amethyst is in the future, so that's your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to use 2 cards from the Guardian of the Night deck, right, Sally? Maybe I should use all 4. I'll use all 4 from the Guardian of the Night. Oh, awesome. Here we go. Right out of the chute. The body is the Page of Pentacles. And what do we have for the Page of Pentacles? But the octopus. And it just reminds me of so much of what we see in your beautiful films.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. So this is the skill you already have, since it's the page. You know, it's like upgrading, and with everything that you just went through and the disappointment that came with that, there's something new to be learned. And that's probably the reason why it happened. They have more to tell you. In the Page of Pentacles, you know, he stays grounded, which truly describes your scientific way of thinking. You stayed grounded through all of this. Then you have the 2 of Wands. Ooh. The portal. And what do we have here? The lion and the lioness. I love it. So through this portal, you go and get it. Go and upgrade. Go and see and interpret. Go and wonder, how is this all coming together? The time you were sitting in the light, that's what this one reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
You are the page. When that whole globe encompassed you, the whole orb of light. Okay, so that's your mind is in, you're able to go get what you want. Then we have amethyst in the future. Things are coming together. Something better is going to come your way in the future. Let me check and see what this one says. Yep, be patient. Transmutation is not complete. It's coming. Then we have grounding, the King of Cups. Much more is coming forward. They are so connected to you. They do love you. And they love your approach. And then the last one, your clarity comes from the Five of Swords. That Five of Swords, what does that say? That's like, you've won. You know, the battle is over. Just let things settle down and they'll come back to normal. In the background, there's like, it's a city, right? And it's like they've cut down the trees. Well, the area you're in is pretty wide open. I'm not saying there aren't any trees, but it's pretty wide open. They come and show themselves in wide open territory.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. And then the rising energy is the 10 of Wands. So the burden is because you want to find the ones that are lost. That's your burden. That's the rising energy. It's a choice you need to make. That portal could be part of that choice. Do we keep trying to recapture what we've lost, or do we just go forward from here? Then you have the Eight of Cups on this rising energy also. So the Eight of Cups is, walking away. I think the indication is not to abandon what you're trying to find from that, but the lesson that you've learned from that. So don't spend so much time trying to figure that out. The last one is the Knight of Swords. Go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Awesome. Awesome. Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. Oh my gosh. Because it's all around your pool.
Yeah.
I love it. Two of Swords. We got the frog. Decisions. Girlfriend. There's a lot of upcoming stuff for you.
Oh, yeah.
What else is there? I'm going to stop here, but there's the Magician. A little raccoon, whom I absolutely love. I know they can be a big nuisance, but they wash their hands before they eat and after they eat and after they go to the latrine and all that business. They go looking to wash their hands. So as annoying as they can be.
When they are in the house, they're the dirtiest little buggers you ever met.
Yeah. But when you let them do their thing in the wild.
Yeah. Different story. Different story.
Right? When they're stuck in your house, they don't know how to turn on the faucet. They're looking for the river.
Okay, well, Sally, I got for you that you have freedom and determination.
Ooh.
Those are two things in your hands, are your freedom and your determination. You need to put away your differences with somebody, but then you're going to have an explosive event. Something big is going to happen. I have no idea what it is, but you're going to want control of it. And there is no control of it. It's kind of infinite. Just let it blow up and go by. It kind of sounds like the Tower card, where everything blows up and then everything's great, because you've got the infinity at the end of it. So that's going to be the extent of it. It's going to go away. You're just going to fly right through it because you've got that freedom. You've got the freedom of movement and determination.
Yeah.
You've got your own freedom and determination. So whatever this is that explodes, it's going to be in your benefit if you decide to make it your benefit.
Right.
It's that simple.
Sally, I haven't quite put these back in the deck. And so I was just wondering if you got all that from both of us. I think she did. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. I'll put these away.
Hi, Sue. Good to see you.
Carl.
Okay. Now, our last is from Carl.
Oh, he does have one. Okay. Okay.
Pendulum. Well, I'm going to be reading on him in just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, is Oliver honest? Yes.
He won't
He
answer
says
my
he's
call.
honest, but he may be tied up in knots over something of his, of his own issues. It says yes that he's honest, but he's avoiding you because he doesn't know what to tell you. He doesn't have an answer.
So I'm just getting to know them and they find me amusing. I'm also reading what he said to Andrea because this kind of goes with what you're saying. Yes, Andrea, but recently I've been taught that I could reassign them and have a new team that's aligned with my soul path. So I'm just getting to know them and they find me amusing, is what they said. I love that, Carl. Progress is being made. So, okay. I like what you did with the pendulum, and I'm not going to read except to remind Carl, think back. You know all the setbacks that you've had. And Oliver can be going through the same thing in the way of setbacks. So it's like, I got to put it off. I got to put it off. I got to put off doing the thing. I got to put off the true answer. I can't divulge because there's a promise of. And so that is a possibility. That is a possibility. Let me just take one card from the Oz deck. Let's see. Okay, that one. The Wonderful Game of Oz. Play.
Yep.
But it's 22. Not every story had an unhappy ending in the world of Oz. In fact, there was always a happy ending in the world of Oz. They figured out that the Oz was nothing but, an orange crush. The man behind the curtain. But then he wasn't such a bad guy. Once they got to know him, once they got him out in the open.
Not like our orange one.
Yeah, not like that guy. The orange.
Okay.
The mango.
Well, we've gone over a bit here, and I've got a reading right after.
Okay.
So I guess we'll call it a day, and we shall see you next Monday.
Right?
Yep.
We'll see you next Monday, the day before.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Love you guys.
Bye-bye. Love you guys. That's for sure. Sally. Yeah. Andrea, Carl, T. Lynn. Who am I missing there? Hypnicity.
Yep. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Diane G.